Hey, Zachary281 here. Today we are going to make a platformer game in Scratch, from scratch. So let's get straight to this. We are going to create a project and we are going to get a Scratch cat standing in the middle of the screen. That is nothing. So let's move the Scratch cat down here as an example. We'll say when green flag clicked, go to the position X minus 193, Y minus 134. Now let's add some cool controls. So in the backdrops, we are going to start by drawing a big yellow square at the bottom. Obliterate any other lines. And that's it. Now move your cat right above that yellow. Reposition him in the code to go to X minus 178 and Y 0. Now now make a separate green flag clicked forever, and if then inside the forever loop, touching color, and then use the choose color and choose the color of the yellow ground that you drew, and then if touching that color, then there's multiple ways to do this. We will use a change y by 10. So the change y by 10 is in the motion section. What will this do? Good. This way our character can't go through the yellow. So now we're going to add a couple variables. Make a variable called speed x. It's player 1 speed x, so for the sprite only. Speed y for the sprite only. Okay, speed x and speed y. Now, put a new if then in that forever loop and say key right arrow pressed, move 10 steps. Let's play this. Look at how good he moves. Now, this may sound interesting, but there's a difference between the ways that you do it. If you did it in the event section saying a when, right arrow pressed, move 10 steps, let's take a look at what it looks like. Why is it choppy in the events one? Because that is a when, and it doesn't update as much. If you use a sensing key right arrow pressed, it will update a lot more. So now put in a if, another if then, but in that forever loop, not in the previous if then. An if key left arrow pressed, then we want to have, there's two ways to do this. We could either change x by minus 10, but the easiest way to do this is to simply put in a point in direction block, change it to minus 90, then say move 10 steps, and point in direction 90. Can we move? Yay! We can move! Eureka! Okay, so now in the backdrops, to make this game multiple screens, which normally takes hours to code, we're going to make it take 30 seconds to code. Wow, that's crazy. Simply draw this color. Okay, just draw like a portal. Sounds easy. Now say, in that same forever loop, if touching color, and then take the color of the portal, then next backdrop. So make a new backdrop to test this out. Copy the previous one, paste it, and now we are going to simply make something different. We are going to draw a spike. The way to do this is to just simply draw a square. Make sure that there's no outline, and then go to the second mouse pointer and change it to look like this. Okay, we've got a deadly spike in front of us. This is backdrop 2. So we want it in the backdrop section, put in a when green flag clicked, switch to backdrop 1. So now we're going to say next, since that says next backdrop, we're also going to put in another if then in that same forever loop that says touching color, and then we want to just quickly go to backdrop 2 so that we can do this. Touching color, and then take the color of the spike, then stop other scripts in this sprite so that it won't stop this script, so that we can change color effect by 50. And now, let's test this out. We start on scene 1. Then, when touching the portal, he accelerates up into the air and the game code stops working. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. Automatically, if we remove the danger code, we could try to play it again. Will the same thing happen? Well, the same thing's happening. It's all about the change of the backdrop. This is a well-known glitch. He'll move up, and, well, we wanted to go to scene 2. On scene 2, just to make scene 2 different from scene 1, we'll write scene 2, just so that we know that it's scene 2. Now, restart. So it starts at scene 1, then we reach scene 2, but it starts going crazy. So in order to stop this, we are going to separate in the sprite 1 code the if touching color purple, then next backdrop, and give it its own when green flag clicked forever. Now let's test it out. We're still facing the same problem. So what has happened is that, you see, well, when we switched our colors, the entire system got messed around. You see, the character thinks that when touching that color purple, it's supposed to accelerate up and touch all of it. So, this is a common glitch in the code. In order to fix this, we are going to do everything completely different. We are going to delete the portals in both scenes, and we're going to make a new sprite called Portal. Now we are going to simply draw the portal. Rather than color sensing, we are going to use character sensing and detection. We'll have him go when the green flag is clicked to X48, Y85. Now, we're going to use not a touching color, but touching portal. Doing another test out, we see that the portal does not appear. Strange as that sounds. There's multiple ways to do this, but we are going to actually start by going off that subject and having it so when the green flag is clicked to say the username of the player, because we are going to add multiplayer in future episodes. So okay, here's my username. What is that? So you see, I hid the portal. If you follow the code right, the code will hide our portal so that it is unseeable to other players. That way, it looks realistic. The problem is that our character is for some reason getting stuck, and the code that's causing it is, well, the touching color. You see, look at the color that we're using for this, and then you may notice that we're using the same color there. It's another problem with color. Make sure that there's no outline, or the entire code gets, well, screwed. So now we're going to go back into the port code and remove his position to X45, Y29. Hey, I'm Zachary. He can't move! Our character! He can't move. What happened? Oh, yeah. Throw those guys back in. What? So at least now he's not accelerating up. But why is it acting so crazy? And then of all things, I think that we need to have an important thing. Next backdrop and move back into his original position. So we're going to create a little comment by simply right-clicking it, by right-clicking the screen, and write that the comment is movement of position of character during respawn and changing scenes. So now we're going to duplicate that block. We're going to dismiss that on that one. Now test it out. Yeah! Going back to scene 1. Hello, scene 2. Hello, scene 1. Hello, scene 2. Okay, there is multiple screens. The reason why I'm taking a breather is because now we are going to try to rush in and create a little bit of multiplayer before we go. So that slight bit of multiplayer is actually going to be most of multiplayer.